let us go back to this Zoom machine and say hello to our next guest. Very excited to talk to Mr. Kevin Holland, who is kind enough to join us, the one and only Kevin Holland. I haven't talked to him in quite some time. They call him Big Mouth. I call him Mr. Y'all Must Have Forgot, because very soon he's going to come back and he's going to recreate what he did in 2020. Everyone's having a grand old time kicking this man while he's down. Oh, he's lost 2 in a row. He can't wrestle and whatnot. I see what you're doing out there in Texas, Kevin. I know what you're doing. I see you in the lab. I'm looking forward to the return in October. But first, hello, my friend. It's good to talk to you again.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It's nice to talk to you as well. How you been?
What do we got over there? Ben & Jerry's? What is that over your right shoulder?
Yeah, it's my little shoe collection over there.
That's
some of my shoe collection.
That is nice. How many pairs do you have?
That's 60 right there with a couple laying around.
60? 60?
Yeah, that's just 60.
How many do you have total?
Kind of like another like 60 downstairs earlier without the with all the boxes that were together. So somewhere around like about 140.
Jeez, man. That's a lot. I mean, do you really need that many shoes? Do you feel like it's necessary?
Probably not, but it's definitely necessary for me.
All right. Fair enough. We got a lot to talk about. First off, Kevin, congratulations on the new deal. You recently signed a new contract with UFC. Now, was your contract up, or was it one of those where there were a couple fights left and they just wanted to re-sign you?
I had one fight left, so it was like, I don't know. I just woke up one day and Orrin was like, yo, you got a new contract. And I was like, yo, sweet, sign it. Pretty sure it's better than the last one. So
was it better?
I was happy. Yeah, I mean, it's way better than the last one. I mean, it's, to me, I think it's super great coming off 2 losses. You know what I mean? And then I think it's a fantastic contract. I can't complain. I'm happy with it. I'm super happy with it.
Were you surprised that they wanted to renegotiate coming off of 2 losses, give you a new contract, and not maybe see how the next one goes?
I didn't think that I was going to just get like cut like that. But at the same time, you never know. It's the UFC. They don't really need per se anybody. You know what I mean? So you just got to play your role and see how things go. So no, I was super happy to get a contract. A little surprised, not super surprised. I figured something would happen before the fight. I didn't know how big or how small it would be, but I mean, like I said, I was surprised when I seen it. I was like, yo, Orrin, you did your thing, dog. KO Rips, baby. KO gang. Let's go. You got to make the team happy, baby.
That's right. That's right. That's what it's all about, getting paid. Now, let me ask you, this time last year, you were en route to that amazing year, 5 wins, all that stuff, undefeated in 2020. I'm assuming your confidence was high. You don't strike me like the kind of guy whose confidence is ever really low despite what's going on in the cage. But how would you describe right now how you're feeling about your career, about, your confidence, your place in the sport coming off those 2 fights earlier this year?
I feel good. I know what the top 5 has to offer. It's like they're not the best in the top 5, but I know what the top 5 has to offer. The striking, maybe when I go against some of the strikers in the top 5, it'll be a little different. But no, I know what they have to offer. It was valuable information to put inside the computer, download, and it was motivating. It's like. Most people just get motivated off wins. I'm the type of person that sometimes has to bump his head to realize that I need to fix and do some things. So yeah, it's really good. I'm looking forward to the comeback.
Do you regret taking the Vittori fight?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's a great story. It's like he beat me. He lost to Izzy again. It's like he got his way in. I was the person that got somebody to the title. I talked all that crap about Brunson being the gatekeeper that I pulled up and took his job. So no problemo. I don't regret anything.
What did you think of Marvin's performance against Izzy in June?
Exactly like I told him in the cage after we fought. Work on your striking before you go fight him. He didn't work on his striking before he went and fought him, and he looked like a clown out there trying to hit him. It's like I thought he had really good takedowns against me. His takedowns weren't so good there. Granted, Izzy just probably had better hips and understood the game plan. I just think that Israel did a really, really good job of shutting Marvin down, and that's the end of it. Marvin really, really needs to go to the lab and do what I'm doing now, just in reverse roles.
Wait a second. In the cage back in April, you actually said to him, you gave him that advice right after the fight?
He told me work on. Yeah, he said work on your wrestling. I was like, work on your. So I was like,
damn. He didn't have to say that. I mean, I feel like that's a little bit of a low blow. No.
No. I mean, it is what it is. It's like We're all fighters here. I don't care what they say. I hope they don't care what I say.
Fair enough. Now, after the fight, you said you were going to Dagestan. Did you actually ever consider going to Dagestan?
No, you can't smoke in Dagestanian, so I've never considered it. No.
Did you consider it until you found out that you couldn't smoke, or did you know that beforehand? You were just messing around.
Nah, I just always knew like the plane flight was gonna be too long, and
Sure.
then we got in the plane, and I was like, "Yo, they want me to go to Dagestanian," and then my buddy Cowboy was like, "You can't smoke weed in Dagestanian." And Travis was like, "Yep, can't smoke weed in Dagestanian," and I was like, "I'll stay here in America," you know. So I went out there to AKA though, got some work with DC and Duran, you know.
Yeah.
Really, I went to Gilroy, so it was cool, you know.
Okay.
I did part of the journey.
Okay, so let us clear up this this trip to the Bay Area if I can, because I see all kinds of stuff about it. You went out to the Bay Area. You saw my main man DC. You went to his wrestling club over there, right, in Gilroy, correct? How long did you spend there?
I spent like 3-4 days, you know, not long.
And
Business
what was
week.
the experience like?
It was great. I thought it was fantastic. I mean, they call them kids, but little Robins over there, you know, a bunch of little vigilantes, you know what I mean? They're amazing, dude. They're really good at wrestling. Their mindset's strong, you know, everything what they want to do it, they do it. I mean, I thought it was great. I thought DC does a really good job of coaching the kids and stuff. I thought it was fantastic, you know. I thought the wrestling camp that DC puts together over there, I really think it's top tier. I wish we had something like that a little closer. Maybe we do have something like that a little closer, and I'm not good enough at wrestling, so I'm not invited. But I mean, that was pretty dope, you know. So I had a good time. DC is real cool. Duran's real cool. I mean, it was better than what I expected. So I can't complain.
Why'd you only stay for 3-4 days? Why not a few weeks?
Man, I was gonna go back and try it again, but when I was on my way back, I noticed that Shabazian, how you say his name, was there, and I was like, yeah, I really don't want to train with that guy. I want to fight him. So I was like, yeah. And then I didn't really like the idea of like training somewhere that Luke Rockhold was at, because I went to AKA one day and I seen Luke Rockhold on the wall, and I was like, bro, I want to fight him. So it was like, you know, it was dope to be at AKA though, legendary gym, but you know, just not me. You know, yeah. I'm trying to keep it. Got to keep it Texas, baby.
I feel you.
I got to make the team happy,
I mean, you got to stay home. Yeah, no, for sure. So you kind of felt like a bit of a fish out of water there. It wasn't really for you. It was a nice experience, good to get that knowledge, those reps, whatever. But in the end, it didn't feel like home. Fair enough?
Yeah, I mean, AKA. Gilroy, on the other hand, you know, it felt like a great spot, you know, it felt like a good camp away from camp. It felt like a good spot to go. You know what I mean? I really, really liked it there. I thought it was nice. Different vibe than what I'm used to when I go to Houston and stuff like that. But it was more peaceful. You know what I mean? You had the water not too far and stuff like that. It was real nice. I just couldn't do the AKA thing because the way my sights and the way that my things are set. You know, if I could ever get the chance to take out some people on the roster, you know, as a Luke or a Shabazian, and if they're going to be training there, then, you know, the hit list has to remain the hit list.
And so that's where it gets interesting, because then I see a clip with Javier Mendez, the head man over there, saying how you never went to AKA and how, you know, he heard that, you know, the kids in Gilroy were giving you a hard time. But then I saw pictures. I saw you in Duran.
Destroyed me. Yeah, those kids at Gilroy destroyed me. So, I mean, Javier Mendez isn't wrong on that. I mean, those kids are great at wrestling, if you even want to call them kids. Yeah, I mean.
No, I've seen those kids. They're beasts.
You know,
they're not kids.
That's awesome. I mean, nothing special happened to me at AKA. Granted, I probably gave different energy when I was at one place versus another place. But at the end of the day, I have all respect for the people. So if they ain't got respect for me, my phone number, it's easy to get a hold of too. My Instagram, easy to get a hold to. You know what I mean? So anybody ever has something to say to me, they can say it, bro. I mean, you know.
But I saw you in Duran at AKA. Like, you were actually there.
I mean, yeah, I got the pictures. You know, there's a lot of people at the gym. When I pulled up, they wanted pictures. There's plenty of pictures around. They're a great group of people. They were fantastic. I don't see what the animosity is. Maybe he didn't like when I said that, you know, it wasn't for me. I mean, it's a great place, legendary gym, but I'm just trying to keep it Texas. You know, gotta keep the team happy, baby.
I feel you. Did you even actually see him in person?
Never. No.
All right. You and Duran get along?
Yeah, I think Duran's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he ain't that good at Call of Duty, but you know, that's a whole nother story. But you know what I mean? It's okay.
Then the story gets interesting. You go home and all of a sudden I see you training with the great Johnny Hendricks, legend Johnny Hendricks. Yeah. Longtime UFC fighter, WEC fighter, Oklahoma State legend. How did that happen? How did that pairing come about?
It was actually, I got offered to do it a while back. And I was like, nah, You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna stick with Travis. But then after going out there and just being like completely humbled, you know what I mean, on TV for, pretty much 50 minutes of my life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you start, it's like I should probably improve. So no disrespect to Travis or anything, but I realized that I had to get better at some other departments when it came to grappling. It's like I can do jiu-jitsu. One man's takedown was always the start of my jiu-jitsu until one man's takedown was strong, super strong, and I couldn't move that man around. So, Oren reached out to Johnny. Johnny came through, and I just instantly was like, yo, this is a legend. Let me learn from him. You know what I mean? I guess after the experience I had with DC, I was like, yo, I got to learn from these dudes that really know how to wrestle. So, yeah, it was dope. Now they started calling me, Kevin Holland, or however you said my last name was going to be now. Now they can call me Kevin Big Rig Holland, baby.
I love it. I love how far away is his gym from where you live?
Honestly, I don't know if he still has a gym or not. I've never been to his gym. Don't know if he still does that. I think he's a full-time cop now. I think Johnny's full-time cop.
Yeah.
He comes in, coaches me down over here in the Fort Worth area. We actually go to War Room over there with Stephen Wright, the Castle, the Metroplex, one of the OG gyms over here in the DFW. It originally was a weightlifting gym, but you have a little spot in there where you can do martial arts as well. Okay. So we actually meet up there and we get it in. It's a real gritty spot, very hot, and I love it. It's that grimy feel.
So are you no longer training with Travis Luter and company over there?
I just simply don't go there right now because of I'm trying to focus on the MMA and the wrestling. You know what I mean? Travis will always be like a father to me, and that team will always be a home of mine. But, lately I've been focusing on some other things.
So no hard feelings, basically. Let's not make a whole big thing about it. You're just, trying to get some other looks. Yeah,
just getting some other looks, Okay. Never that alone, but I got to do what I got to do.
Johnny going to corner you?
Yeah, I'm Big Rig in the corner would be a nice sight.
That would be nice.
So, I mean, I think the people not only wanted to see Big Mouth come back and be Big Mouth again, but they wanted to see some improvements in some different areas, and the areas were a lot of different areas. And I can fulfill all of those areas. I know I can. It's all about just being open-minded. So cornering was one of those things. And so we're just bringing in a couple of different people who just more focused on the MMA base. Travis has a big job of being, one of the number one guys in jiu-jitsu in the DFW. So, it's hard to focus on that and then have to focus on me, and I'm the only fighter there. So just had to make some changes, to benefit him and to benefit myself as well. So we'll probably have Johnny.
It feels right. Big Rig, Big Mouth, the two bigs coming together, Team Big. I don't know.
Everything's bigger in Texas, right?
And everything's bigger in Texas. That is right. Now, you are fighting on October 2nd, Kyle Daukaus. What did you make of this matchup when it was offered to you?
I really thought it was a great matchup for me personally to get back into it. Very motivating matchup. He gave Brandon Allen a really tough fight, last second notice that he took it. He gave Phil Hayes a good competition, even though I think Phil Hayes was pretty much dominant in that fight. I've learned a lot watching both of his fights in the UFC. I watched some old video. I'm not really a guy who watches video like that, but I felt it was necessary coming forward on this new one around. And I like the way Kyle fights a lot, and I think Kyle's so down to do it all. And then I like the idea that he has a big brother, and his big brother might whoop my ass if I whoop his too bad. So it's very interesting, and I'm very excited about it. I mean, I really like the Kyle Daukaus fight. A lot of people don't understand who he is. I understand who he is. I understand the guy was pretty much undefeated before he got to the UFC. The guy's a problem, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, his brother's a big boy, Chris Daukaus. You know how it is. When you're riding high, everyone wants a piece, hitting you up, talking about you, blowing you up, all that stuff. What's it like now? Do you feel like people are sleeping on you? Do you feel like they're not talking about you? Do you not feel Instagram not like? What's the difference between this Kevin Holland and last year's Kevin Holland?
Instagram's they do me right. I love Instagram.
All right,
I'm always went up. I'm surfing. I'm trying to catch Darren Till. That's my job. My job is to catch Darren Till on the followers.
You're good. You're good on Instagram. Although I noticed that you deleted a lot of your old pictures. Like they only go back to last year. Why is that?
I mean, a lot of the old sponsors weren't paying money anymore. So a lot of the old sponsors.
Oh, that's how it goes, huh?
This is a money game, So for me, social media and stuff like that, it's not something where I just get to go have fun at. It's a platform for my business, and that's business. And so I hate to be like that, but business is business. They have old banners; they can take pictures of those and post those. But
I never thought of that. I never thought of that. If the deal is up and they're not paying or whatever, they got to go.
Yeah, free game for all the other fighters out there. You know what I mean?
That is
Thank
smart.
me later.
Well, your guy
Yeah.
Oren does a great job with that, so he deserves a shout out as well. I think that enough people don't talk about the fact, we like to focus on, Venom, this, that, the Reebok deal. Instagram, in many respects, I don't want to say saved the fighters, but it gave you guys that platform, that outlet, that stream that you didn't have in the early days of Reebok when Instagram wasn't as big, to where now you could probably make some. I mean, I remember Misha Tate telling me, not Misha Tate, excuse me, I was thinking Misha Tate, she's coming up later. Paige Van Zandt telling me that she makes more on Instagram than in the UFC. I'm assuming if you do it right, you can make a pretty good amount of money on there, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You promote yourself right, you can make a pretty decent amount of money on Instagram, or you can get, it's a lot of free things off Instagram.
Yes.
It's all about social media. Media is very important. And I think a lot of fighters don't understand that the roles in fighting is so important every different way that you have to cover them off. The more you can cover, the bigger and the better you can become. And you also have to know how to wrestle. And that helps a lot too.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But you're not making more on Instagram than you are in the UFC, right? Like you're okay.
No, I'm not that hot.
Yeah,
no way. You know what I mean? It's like I make good money in the UFC. I don't know what Paige Van Zandt's money was, but it's like some of these people talking about they don't get paid this much money in the UFC, they don't get paid that much money in the UFC. Either A, they need to fight more, or B, they need to get a better manager. You know what I mean? And it's like I make good money. I'm very, very happy. My son's happy. My mom's happy. My stepdad's happy. My daddy's happy. My grandma's happy. My whole family's happy. So I don't know what they're complaining about.
Okay, so this is the other side of the coin. We spotlight a guy named Jared Cannonier who was talking about not getting paid. I guess the difference might be, and I believe every word that you're saying, what in the past, I don't know, year and 2-3 months, you have fought 7 times. He hasn't. So that could obviously be a factor in all of this, right?
Yeah, it's a big difference. And then even when I'm not fighting, it's like however much the mortgage is on my house and however much the money is that I have to put out every month for have to bills, not the fun stuff, have to bills, it's covered on sponsorship. And that's the media that we talk about. So it's like, I'm not really coming out of pocket too many different ways on different things, unless I'm just out having a good time. I like to have a good time. You see the shoes in the back, but I don't understand what people are complaining about. It's like, do your job and you will be more than paid,
Okay. Next weekend, you mentioned Darren Till versus your old pal, Derek Brunson. Who wins?
Yeah. So I want Till to win because everybody knows I don't like Derek Brunson, but rumor is, right? And I always say rumor because it's not 100% true or it's not 100% wrong either.
Yep.
But if Derek Brunson loses, he retires. And we all know I want all my rematches. So.
Wait, where's that? Where's that rumor coming from? I didn't hear that. You think
I got people in the grapevine.
Sources?
I he used to sleep with, so
What? Well, why would someone that he used to know what he wants to do now? Or they're still in touch?
Hey, men are men. You know what I mean?
Oh, stop it, Kevin. What are you? I mean, he's on quite the roll. Okay, taking your feelings about him aside, who do you think? Like, do you think he's going to try to wrestle him? Do you think?
I really think that Darren Till wins the fight. I think all these guys that like right there at the top 10, I think like majority of them are better. They're all better freaking wrestlers than me, defensive wrestlers than me, right? So it's like they stopped the takedown. I think that anybody with fluid striking can beat Marvin Vettori. Anybody with fluid striking can beat Derek Brunson. Derek Brunson doesn't take a shot very well at all. Not trying to be funny or anything. He's knocked some crazy people out. It's crazy to think that he's knocked those people out, but he doesn't take a shot that well. I mean, you look at our fight. I would hit him with some shot. He would he just doesn't take a shot that well. So if you could be fluid and avoid the takedown, I think that you could finish the man. And you still have to respect him coming forward because obviously he has power. He's knocked people out. I didn't think it was that bad though. And then Marvin, on the other hand, I just feel the same way. I just feel like they're kind of robotic in the striking department. So if you could be fluid and stop the clinch and stop the grappling, then you will be okay. So I think that Darren Till, he proved in his Kelvin Gastelum fight that he can stop the takedown and he can stop some of the clinch work. I think he's proved that he's pretty strong at 85. So I really honestly think that Darren Till will win. If we're putting my feelings involved, I hope Derek Brunson can somehow manage to, make that baby that I posted on Instagram and get the job done because I would love one day to get that match back. And I think that if he wins this fight, I can still pass him up in rankings and get a title fight for him.
Because of your popularity, because people are really...
I mean, yeah, I'm more likable than him, even though he posts his memes these days. That's awesome. And at the end of the day, it's just, Izzy wants new people to fight. So if I can go win 4 or 5 fights before, these guys like to take vacations, I can be right back in there.
Why so much animosity towards Mr. Brunson?
Everybody. It's all of them. It's really all of them.
Really?
I like Darren. I like Robert Whitaker, and I think Jared Cannera is pretty cool. And I think Kelvin Gastelum's pretty cool. Everybody else, 2 middle fingers and thumbs out to the side. You know what I mean?
What did you think of Izzy's? Okay, I asked you about Marvin, but Izzy's performance against Marvin. What did you think of that?
I thought it was great. I thought he think he does a really good job of using his footwork when he has to, and his ability to stop the takedown as well. He gave up his back, and I was like, "Oh crap, Marvin's about to get the job done."
That was wild.
And then he spit up. So yeah, he did. I think he did a really good job. I don't like that man either, but I think he did a really, really good job. I think I was like, dang, maybe I should have watched the video of him and Marvin in the first fight before I fought Marvin. You know what I mean? So he did a really good job. I'm no hater. He did a really good job.
Why don't you like Izzy? I mean, he's so likable. He's so popular. He's so entertaining.
I think, he's likable. He's entertaining. The hallway incident, and then when he was at the fight making those little noises when the guy kicked me in the head, bro, he just plays too much. So okay. I don't know. Hey, it's competition. I like competition. In order to like this type of competition, you got to have a little something about him, right? And so
who do you think wins?
I got that.
Izzy Whitaker.
Izzy Whitaker. Dude, I don't know, man. It's like Whitaker's really, really good. But once again, man, I think only way Izzy loses is if you can just manage to really, really pull it off at 85. And I don't think very many people have that attribute. Or when he's at 205, because I think now he's fighting people that's, bigger, stronger, maybe not faster, but got that explosiveness and stuff like that. He's fighting more of a harder puzzle to solve at 205 because of the frames. Versus at 85, the man's tall, kind of a thick guy. You know what I mean? People think he's skinny, but he's not that skinny.
Right.
So, it's like, it's like, I think he does really, really good work at 85. At 205, it's a little bit more of a puzzle.
And here's the big one, Kevin, and then I'll let you go. The big one.
All right.
Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley, who wins?
Oh, come on, man. Tyron Woodley's been doing work with Floyd, so maybe he looks a little bit more fluid with the boxing. But man, if you haven't really done real boxing rounds and you haven't went in there with boxers that really don't care about who you are, it's different. It's just different. It's different. Those body shots, everybody's talking about, I get kicked and I get hit with knees and elbows. It's different. The way they punch, just different. And everybody thinks that those Paul brothers aren't boxers. They've put in the work. Mm-hmm. Those boys can box. So, if you can't box yourself, you need to stop trying to represent MMA. I think the wrestlers need to stick to doing what they do, and the strikers need to go do what we need to do to make.
So you're saying, basically, it sounds like you're leaning towards Jake. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think Jake gets it done. I think, you know what? You want to see a good MMA person go over there and fight Jake? You send Darren Till. You send somebody like Darren Till over there to fight somebody like Jake. You got 2 good names, and Darren Till clean as clock.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Interesting. Yeah, and similar size, right? I mean, Darren Till, 185er. He's a big boy, that Jake Paul. You going to watch on Sunday?
What, that fight?
Yeah.
I mean, if I can find somewhere to scam it on YouTube, yeah, I will.
Stop it. What are you talking about, Kevin? What are you, crazy? I'm going to be in there, Kevin. I'm going to be doing the post-fight interviews. What? Yeah, you know that. I'm going to be there. I thought you'd support.
You know what? Well, I'll tell you what. Ariel, if one of my boys are doing it and one of my boys are having it at their house, I'll give them $5 in support of Ariel.
My man.
To support you.
I respect that. Thank you. And by the way, I want to let everyone know, my nephew, massive, like this guy, Darren Solomon is his name. I'll give him a shout out. Massive, massive fan of yours. Loves you. Anytime I see him, or at any function, what's next for Kevin? And he graduated this past summer, and you sent him a nice video, and that made him the coolest kid in his class. So he was over the moon, and I saw him when he watched it. His friend called me on FaceTime. So thank you for doing that. It meant a lot.
Oh, no problem. And if you guys are ever in Texas and want to go shoe shopping, you let me know. I'm mad for that.
All right, Kevin, great to see you. All the best. Congrats on the new deal, and good luck October 2nd against Kyle Daukaus.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
All right, all the best. There he is. And say hello to your grandfather as well, from me to him.
I got you.
All right, cool. There he is, the one and only Kevin Holland, kind enough to join us. Kevin Holland, kind enough to join us here on the program.